Episode 2 of the Mercedes Sprinter rebuild series. And you know you're in for a bit of a day of it when your main tools for the day are going to be a giant wrecking bar and some kind of magical stripping chemical solution. Last week I stripped out my Mercedes Sprinter van conversion. I also shared with you guys my proposed layout for my future conversion. And while I did suggest that I strip the van out in around 6 or 7 hours, which is scary because it was about 3 years worth of work, it's not truly stripped out, is it? Because if I'm going back to the metal, the work has only just begun. I did a vapor barrier and I did a good job of it. And now I want to remove it. That is going to be sticky. I carpeted these. And while the carpet comes off fairly easy, it leaves the glue behind. And I want to get rid of that. The rear windows, in layout number 1, which no one really saw, they were totally covered on the inside because of the bed that I had at the time. It already had glass, came with factory glass all round. I didn't opt for that, that's just how it came. To eliminate the chance of seeing through the glass into the back of ply, etc., I tinted the tinted windows again, totally blacked out. Since then, layout number 2 and 3, we used the windows. That's actually got a horrible film of adhesive that's on there. Now, I've bought some adhesive remover, quite expensive, it was on Amazon, it was about 30 quid. It was first shown to me by the guy that wrapped my T6. He showed me adhesive remover. You spray it on, you leave it for an amount of time, and hopefully it goes all a bit congealy and you kind of scrape it off. That's what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping to make use of it on all of this because there's a good chance that I may leave some of this metal stuff exposed, and it won't condensate because condensation is a myth. But for now, I'm going to start on the floor, and I've constructed the floor in the same way that so many other people do. And that is with battens, Sikaflex to the floor, Celotex, tape, ply, vinyl. I need to get through the vinyl to get to the battens to then remove it, but they're stuck down. This is a disaster. Never redo a van, just sell it. Scrap that, just had a thought. If I remove the floor first, I'm then walking over the surface that's got corrugations and anything that I take off is going to get stuck. I'm going to leave the floor till pretty much last because it's a nice thing to stand on and I get to sweep it properly and stuff like that, which means I have to do that horrible shower wall. Well, it was never going to fall off. I've got to tell you that. It's as much as taken the first layer of ply, so the first ply, because ply means layer, I believe. I'll correct myself in the edit. It's as much taken that first layer off. I can't remember exactly what I used to stick that on, but you should definitely buy some of that because that stuff is sticky. My plan of attack is to douse this whole area in this adhesive remover and give it a minute while I attack something else. I'll start stripping the insulation, that kind of thing, and see what happens after a good 10 or 15 minutes. I hope it's the same one that Lloyd used. It is, it looks exactly the same. I have used it for other things in the past and it's worked an absolute treat. So I'm going to douse this area, do something else, and then I'm going to use one of these. I've had this little tool, man and boy, probably, I haven't checked because it's been so long, probably about a tenner on Amazon, but that allows you to actually use a blade in there as a bit of a scraper. You've got a bit more ergonomics with this. It's a bit more user friendly than just a razor blade, if that makes sense, because you create the same kind of thing. let's get a bit on. I hope that this just comes off nice and easy. At 30 quid a litre, makes diesel seem like a bit of a bargain. Let's go. I'm going to do a bit of the metal as well. Smells absolutely lovely. I mean, oh no, chemical smell, probably should wear a mask. Straight away. I'm supposed to leave it, but straight away. Believe me, I have tried other things on this before, because those windows have been like that since I tore down layout 1. And it's doing a job on the paint as well. You probably won't be able to see it as well. I can't push with my blade, but I can pull. Time is a healer. Let's crack on with this installation. How is it still so sticky after 6 years? It's coming down probably easier than I thought. It's creating a lot of rubbish. I had all of the insulations. There's sound deadening, there's Dodo fleece, there's Celotex, and then there's a thermo liner with built-in vapor barrier over the top, and then I taped it. All of that rubbish has come from one space. I probably have 4 more exactly the same. Let's go and take a look at this adhesive situation. I'm spinning way too many plates at the moment. I would say I've left that too long. There was a sweet spot where I tried it earlier and it came off a treat. So I'm going to redouse that, or I'm not. I'm going to do the ceiling and I'm going to come back to this. Yeah, it's just kind of like crystallized what was on there. I might try wiping it. Ooh, wiping it works. Wiping it works very, very well. Don't get me wrong, I'm not prepared. I'm wiping it with the stuff that came off of it. Oh wow, that's the van. That's the shiny van. Let me get this insulation done and then I'll come back to that. I'm spinning far too many plates at the moment, like I said. Wow, this stuff, I've got to tell you, I've just taken care of that side. It's good. Not many of you are going to suffer with having stuck window film to your window. You can actually hear how sticky that is in the heat. But many of you guys will have removed carpet or do look to remove carpet at some point, and I know that because last week's video so many people mentioned how they took care of it. This stuff, whoa, wow, I'm not gonna lie, it works better than I actually anticipated. At £30 per litre, as previously mentioned, it is quite expensive, don't get me wrong. But if it works, and it works first time, and it's not as labour intensive as some of the other options, it works out quite efficient. You can buy a £10 product 3 or 4 times. I've done the same with paint stripper on house renovations and stuff like that. You buy a cheap one, and you just end up buying 4 times the amount of it. What I've realised is, rather than use a scraper, what you can do is just use a cloth. Blue roll works, but a tea towel, because it's got them kind of ridges, it's not abrasive, but it's just enough to kind of agitate the glue as you go, and it just works a treat. I'm going to give that 30 seconds and I'm going to do one of those wipe tests like the Flash adverts. Do you remember them? Whew. Look at that. Straight back to the paint, honestly. And I am glad about that because I'm due a bit of a win, if I'm honest, because it's been tough up to now. So I'm going to crack on with this and then consider lifting the floor up if I've got time this afternoon. Decent shift there. In love with that adhesive remover. It's made not light work of it, but it's made it doable. It's not too much elbow grease. You just keep going over it and kind of chasing your tail, and before you know it, that glue is just gone. Now, going to attack the floor after the school run. Do you remember early on in the video where I said, don't ever redo a van, and I've got regrets and all of that? A couple of people, quite rightly so, asked me last week, why don't you just sell this van and start again? Isn't that easier? I've got to kind of remind you guys, this van itself, the base vehicle, is really high spec. I know it's a 906, which means it's got the old headlights and the kind of tradesman style dashboard. Don't get me wrong, but it's a 316 auto in black, 2019. So even though it's got a 13 plate, that's personal number plate, it comes with, or it came with, factory glass all round, factory swivel seats, LED headlights, LED rear lights, electric sliding door. It is high spec, and the conversion that was in it was lacking. And I didn't want to sell the van and then make a bad name of myself, because 6 years ago I did this. I didn't know as much as I do now, if that's worth anything. And because I altered the layout, there would have been things like this. That hole in the floor where I previously had tracks for Mercedes Vito seats, because that was part of the original layout. There would have been a big hole in the floor, holes absolutely everywhere. And any of the things that I've told you that I don't like or want to do better, that would have played on my mind. Selling the vehicle as a full conversion with those issues, it wouldn't have been fair, because with the right conversion, this van will be worth a decent amount of money. Because I believe what I look to do with this van, if it was a 907, so new headlights, new dashboard, all of that jazz, I can't see why it wouldn't be worth more than £100,000. So someone could get this van for say £75,000 just for the fact that it's a 906. It only has 20,000 miles on the clock. The van itself is absolutely bob on. The conversion inside was bringing the whole thing down. But I look to change that. So it's a new day. Not only did I run out of time, I ran out of space in my skip. I ran out of this special magic jungle juice. Got 2 more of these on the way. When I first started this video, I always knew that I was just going to bring you along for the ride and the information would come as I found it. I didn't know that this stuff would feature so heavily. It genuinely makes life so much easier, which I feel blessed for, because this floor is not easy to take up. I'm using a crowbar to scoop under the vinyl and peel that off. That contact adhesive that I used all those years ago, wow was it sticky, but it still remains sticky. Listen to this. I am stuck to the floor Home Alone style. It's an absolute nightmare. I can't believe how sticky this stuff is. But there is good news, because the method in which I built the floor was from the top, vinyl, then ply, then Reflectix, battens in between insulation, and those battens were stuck to the cargo floor. To see what my day kind of entailed, I've removed a whole section of which the ply is coming up nice and easy once it's unscrewed, and these battens, which did worry me, they are pinging off. That was probably like a solvent-free grip fill. That's pinging off quite nicely, and all I'll do with a whizzy wheel at some point is clean them up. So, hard work getting the vinyl off of the floor itself, getting a proper sweat on, but it is getting there. So more of the same, and I'll probably just check in when it's done to show you guys what I'm left with. And the floor is no more. Check that out. There will be some prep needed on the floor. Old holes that I've drilled and used, or drilled and they're not needed any longer. I did protect them, but they're going to want cleaning up, rust treating just in case, sickering, and then when the floor goes down, which is likely to be a bronze or a Moby floor. Don't think I'll bring you a whole video on prepping floors, because again, that's been done many, many times. I'm just bringing you guys along for the journey, if I'm honest, keeping you guys up to speed. UAO table meet. If you're waiting to find out whether or not you got a ticket, in next week's video, that will be revealed. So at the moment, many people, and I do apologise because I won't be able to house everybody on the UAO table meet. Many people have put their request in to come, and then next week I will explain how that's going to work and potentially draw the names. Not sure. I'm going to crack on with the floor behind closed doors. Don't really feel the need to show you that, but midweek there is going to be more going on in the T7. I'm going to flitter between both vans, and this is where my advice to you is stick around. Just because you may see the Mercedes Sprinter on the thumbnail doesn't mean it's not going to be relevant to the T7, because many of the practices and many of the things that I do and many of the products, they are going to be cross-compatible to any van build. So just because next week is a T7, don't think that it's not going to be relevant if you're building a Volkswagen Crafter. Do consider subscribing. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.